This podcast is brought to you by Infinite Resources, a local staffing agency connecting diverse job candidates in central Iowa companies.
Amplified.
Hello and welcome back to Iowa We Can Do Better. As you can see, we are back here in Amplified Studios in Des Moines. We tried our hand, Sarah and I, at recording the pod in our own homes.
We did our best.
We did our best, and we were able to put out some good content. We had some good guests. Chandler, my dog, got in on a few episodes.
He tried to taste the inside of my mouth multiple times.
He did, and that's part of the reason why we are back. I mean, we take a lot of pride in the content we put out into the world. We care a lot about what's going on in Iowa, and we care a lot about delivering a quality piece of messaging. So we are back with our friends, Laura and Amner at Amplified DSM, and we are happy to do so.
We are super happy to be here.
They welcomed us back with open arms, and we are ready to put our heads down and get work done because there's a lot going on in Iowa.
There's a lot going on, and the world, but Iowa as well.
And the world, the whole country.
Yes.
There's just a lot going on. So we want to make sure that we're doing our part and doing our best to keep you in the know and do it in a way that's filled with quality and the care that we put into it.
Yes. That being said, we would be remiss if we did not mention that podcast producing is not free, and we did set up a Buy Me a Coffee, which you are welcome to go check out. It is buymeacoffee.com/Iowa We Can Do Better.
It's not Iowa We Can Do Betty, which Sarah was critiquing in my show notes. I forgot the R at the end. She's like, why would you do that?
Sometimes URLs do not allow you to go over a certain amount of characters, and
That's
Iowa
true.
We Can Do Better is a lot of characters. So
It's not
I
the
thought
shortest.
it was a glitch.
And that's fair. I'll give you that. But no, we have the whole title, the whole mouthful.
title.
So once again, buymeacoffee.com/Iowa We Can Do Better. You can support the work that we do as creators, as podcast hosts, and as Iowans who just care and want to see things change. And I think we're trending up, huh?
Yeah, I think things are looking good. Things feel good.
Things feel good. I think for a while after the 2024 election, people felt a bit hopeless. Then, of course, there were some really batshit crazy things that happened at the beginning of the Trump administration. But as we lean more into the 2026 election and the midterms that are coming up next year, there have been candidates that have announced that they're running, and that fills people with hope, and it also gives them action. There's things that you can do to actually support these candidates.
Yes.
But we'll get into that in a little bit.
I'm just the call to action person. The other thing you can do is always like, follow, subscribe. We are on basically every platform under Iowa We Can Do Better. So check it out. Follow us on Instagram. Like us on your podcast platforms, whatever those may be. Hype us up, yeah.
And share the content too. If you care, share.
If you care, share. Perfect.
Sharing is
no
caring,
notes.
but like the other meaning of sharing. But
Oh, got it. Not like your food.
You're not sharing
like
food, you're
okay,
sharing.
I understand. I was like, what other meaning of sharing?
we'll work on it.
We're
We'll work
doing
on the
great.
sharing is caring. Caring is sharing the content. But we've been pretty busy lately. Sarah, you have claimed your spot as queen of the Iowa State Fair.
I am listed on Catch Des Moines' website under their state fair content as the official foodie of Des Moines, which is still very, very exciting. I spent, including the day before the fair, 6 days at the fair. 3 of those were like full days. We spent a day together at the fair.
I don't know how you do it because, yes, we went out that one day.
Yeah.
That was the Friday it was open. And the night
first
before
Friday,
I had my monthly alcohol. I had my monthly alcohol the night before because I don't drink very much.
No.
So when I do, it's a big hangover for days because I'm 31 now.
Yes.
So I forgot we were going to the fair the day after. And you're like, meet me at the bus stop. We'll go out around noon. Of course, we meet at the bus stop by the Capitol. Buses famously great for hangovers.
Buses are great. Everyone
Especially
knows that
in the
buses
heat.
are great for hangovers.
So that
yes.
was a bit rough, but we got out there. We got some food. We met up with our friend Izzy.
Yep.
And then we met up with some political candidates who Sarah is a very in-demand person for
To eat
creating
food with.
content. She is the choice of
Yes.
all U.S. politicians, probably.
So we met up with Zach Walls first, walked around, ate some bacon, what do we eat? Maple bacon cheese curds. And got to meet his wife, and his wife is the most magical person in
Chloe
the world.
rocks.
Yeah, no, that's she's
She's an author.
She is an author. Not of the varietal of books I read, but it's still super badass to be an author.
Yes.
And she is rad as hell. So we did that. And then I got to go walk around with Ruben Gallego from Arizona, which was super fun. We'd seen him the night before. He did an event with Polk County Dems at Big Grove. And we went to that. And then you went on to another event, but we went,
I went to a secondary event.
You went to a second location. I went home. But it was great to see. It's great to see a Democrat from another state be super fired up here, and just sort of talking about how in a place that's conservative like Arizona, like you can make a difference, and being a Democrat is not the scary thing. I don't fully identify as a Democrat. I am much farther left of that, but we only get two choices. So identifying as a Democrat, in a very red or rural space doesn't have to be scary, and there are ways to fight. And that was really his messaging at the event at Big Grove, and it was really cool.
Iowa needed a bit of a pep rally.
Yeah.
So I appreciate when Democratic candidates or politicians or representatives come into Iowa and are like, hey, it's not all hope lost. We faced this similarly in Arizona. We were able to flip some seats and restore some purple to the state. And it's like, that's what Iowa needs. We've been trying to shoot for that, but it's a hard fight. And sometimes it's exhausting and it can kind of deplete your hope within you. So having somebody outside coming in and rooting us on, especially someone like Senator Gallego, who is a rising star in the Democratic Party and does have the personality and the charisma of candidates that we like.
Yep.
Going out and actually speaking to people. We don't get a lot of that with our Republican representatives.
What do you mean? Do the Iowa Republicans not like talking to people?
Girl, when was the last time
that.
you saw Zach Nunn around here?
I assume I will see him this weekend at the World Food and Music Festival wandering around parading his children about, but he will not speak to people that I know.
The children are a shield.
The children are absolutely a shield. There's no question about that.
Which kind of leads into a lot of the content that I've been seeing online with relation to Republican representatives from Iowa. So
at the state fair as well.
At the state fair. So this all kind of ties in. There are numerous viral quote unquote videos that are going around of our representatives. I think let's start with Joni Ernst.
Joni Ernst, a mother walks up to her, and her son had medical issues that needed Medicaid. And the second she mentions Medicaid, Joni Ernst panics, grabs her, I'm assuming staffer, and is like, oh, we have another reporter. And the woman is like, I'm not a reporter. I'm a mother. Like, I just want to talk to you. You're my representative. This is your job.
Yeah.
And she gets taken away and goes and finds her again. And like Joni Ernst gets so incredibly rattled by someone trying to talk to her about this vote for the big, beautiful bill.
Which she proudly voted for.
So if she
has proudly voted for this bill, she should be proudly able to speak 100%. Eye to eye with people asking her questions about it.
Zach Nunn, the exact same thing. A guy goes up to him and is like, hey, I want to talk about this bill you voted for. And he was like, I'm here with my children. And the guy was like, yeah, but you're still my representative.
He's
and
like,
you
I'm
won't
here
do
with my
town
kids
halls.
too.
Yeah, right. He's like, you won't do town halls. So I see you. I'm going to talk to you.
That's exactly it. It's you could look at the video and be like, oh, well, they're just there with their families at the fair. But it's like, they don't give us any other options to talk to them. They don't hold town halls. They don't respond to us.
Nope. They send stock responses to emails. If you send them an email or a letter or anything like that, leave a message, you will get just a stock response, which is nonsense.
And that was the sad part, especially of the Joni Ernst dodging that Iowa mother video about Medicaid, because the Iowa mother, her name is Tara, if I'm not mistaken, was pleading her case and saying, hey, I had a baby who was born at 25 weeks. He was in the NICU. Our bill ended up being $1.7 million.
It was an insane amount of money.
And thank God Medicaid stepped in to help us. However, the child is 4 years old now. His name's Luca, and he still requires care. Yep. He's on the autism spectrum. And obviously that comes with certain needs. So Medicaid still helps that family out. So when you hear an announcement that Medicaid cuts are coming, and they will affect 100,000 or more Iowans when they are implemented, your stomach sinks, and you think of people like Luca's mom, or I think of people in my family who receive Medicaid benefits, and it's like, it's not just a line item that you're cutting off of a budget. Yeah. That's someone's life. That's someone's access to health care. That's a lifeline.
I think of specifically retirees. Like,
Yes.
you know, my mother is no longer with us and she never lived in Iowa, but I think of people in her position, you know, in their 70s, unemployed, who are surviving off of Social Security and Medicaid.
Yeah.
And I don't know what she would have done in this situation. Like, genuinely. Like, oh, we don't care, just let them die. I mean, Joni Ernst, that is sort of her Jim
exactly
Jams,
it.
but it's super crazy. And then finally at the Iowa State Fair, Marionette Miller Meeks, my favorite name to say, again, still wish she was not so awful, but Marionette Miller Meeks was handing out eggs at the ag tent. If you are listening to this from outside of Iowa, at the Iowa State Fair every year in the agriculture building, there is a set piece in the center supposed to look a little bit like a farm, and there will be people all day, every day, handing out free eggs on a stick that you can then put seasoning on. Hard-boiled eggs, yes. They're not just... Can you imagine? Have a raw egg.
Just egg shattering everywhere. We tried.
And so Marionette Miller Meeks, like Rob Sand handed out eggs. A bunch of people handed out eggs. And Marionette Miller Meeks was handing out eggs. And again, someone was like, hey, tell us about this big, beautiful bill. And she was like, egg?
First and foremost, I hate to be this girl, but she's so tiny.
She's teeny.
And I'm thrown off every single time I see her. So she's like peeking over the egg counter, passing out eggs. She's like, are you recording this? Like, it's the inability to speak on behalf of what they proudly did for me. It's the inability to speak with constituents, even though you've been in office for how many years? You're not able to have a back and forth explaining your thoughts and actions to people who you represent, and whose the decisions you make directly impact their lives. You're unable to speak about it. What's the plan?
Well, I think so much of this is proof that the right just votes the way they're told to vote. I don't think there's a thought process behind it. It's like, oh, Daddy Trump said vote this way, so we're voting this way.
Yeah, and they're not listening to any further input on that, which is
not even a little
ridiculous.
Bit. Yes. And then finally, I could not finish our segment on the big, beautiful state fair without talking about how while we were there on Friday, after I ate lobster rolls with Ruben Gallego, which was one of the most surreal experiences of my life, is like, yeah, we're going to get weird beers and then we're going to eat lobster rolls, I guess,
and the
on
video
camera.
is out, and it's really well done. And I'm like, this is a really cinematic experience.
I had nothing to do with it. That was all
really good.
His people.
I'm in the background because I'm following you around with my minifan, which, by the way, I am not a fair person. I made it that one day, but I was carrying around my minifan and my pigtails, and I looked a bit childish in retrospect, but I just wanted my hair out of my way. But I was wearing bib overalls as well, and I had a colorful backpack. So I'm in the background of your sophisticated food video with Ruben Gallego, just like a toddler at the fair.
I was wearing dinosaur earrings. I mean, it wasn't
you always wear dinosaur earrings.
Sometimes they're fish or other animals. Barbie shoes? They're toys. I'm primarily wearing toys.
They're cool, and you're cool.
Anyway, after all of that, we were walking back towards the beer tent, and out of the heat comes Kim Reynolds. She's walking towards us. I was like, Liz, oh my God, is that Kim Reynolds? And Liz goes, oh my God, I think it is. And as she starts to pass us, Liz just shouts, I can't wait till you're out of office.
And what else was I supposed to say?
Kim Reynolds just goes, aw, have a nice day, and then walks 10 more steps and shouts behind her, God bless you.
I need you to know my perspective from that incident, because we've been at the fair for a few hours. I'm hungover. Aw. Like, she knew it was coming, and she's like, yeah, you went there, didn't you? So I'm hungover. Yeah. I don't feel good. I ate some good food. Yeah. And I was feeling a little bit better, but I was like, I'm ready to go the hell home. Yeah. And we're like, let's go to the beer tent one more time and like check out there, blah, blah, blah.
And you were waiting with me so Kyle could come get me, because after you left after 5 hours, was at the fair for another 5 hours.
I don't know how you do it. Again, I did not feel well. I was not feeling it. I wanted to go home. I wanted to go in shade. I wanted cool drink and then leave. But out of the heat, as you mentioned, literal Kim Reynolds. And at first I heard you say it, and I started scanning around, and I'm like, where? And then like a laser, I'm like, there she is.
There she is.
But she's surrounded by a bunch of little kids and then like a staffer. Like, these are probably her grandchildren or whatever. And I'm like, there are so many things I want to say. And there have been so many times in my head where I'm like, if I met Kim Reynolds, what would I say? Because it would have to be concise. It would have to be to the point, but it would have to mean like something from the heart. And in that split second, because it was a split second,
genuinely,
I assessed the situation, and I'm like, I don't want to traumatize these kids. It's not their fault that they're here with the governor.
It's not their fault.
It's not their fault. They cannot choose anything about this moment. So yes, I was like, I'm not going to let the moment slip though.
Yeah.
I'm going to capture it. So I just yelled, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait till you're out of office. And then it played out like that. And then I was on like a high from that. I'm like, that was crazy. That happened so fast. Took a video about it. And of course I had to put it on TikTok. That was one of the best moments of the fair for me.
It was really good. It was, I will remember it fondly forever and ever.
The other favorite moment, the party balls.
Oh, party balls. Yeah.
I had party balls with Ruben Gallego.
Yeah. So Liz is not celiac or anything, but gluten intolerant, and finding food she could eat at the fair is not the easiest thing in the world.
So it's a really good thing that you're my friend because you know a thing or two about food at the fair.
I do know a thing or two about food at the fair. If you are at the state fair and you run into me and you need to know where the closest beer is, the closest bathroom is, the closest air conditioning is, I got you. And I do know where most of the like reoccurring foods are. I know where a lot of things are.
Thank you, Queen.
Yeah, I'm here.
Queen of the State Fair. More like Farabos. I'm going to keep pushing that one.
I'm here for it.
But there are a lot of actual issues in Iowa that are taking place. We had our fun. We had our hee-hees at the fair. We got to slightly tell off our congressional representatives.
Correct. And we side-eyed the Trump booth.
And we side-eyed the Trump. Oh, yeah. That was another thing. There's the what building is it? The Varied Industries buildings, which is air conditioned, which is a great place to be. And in one corner near the
Noah's Ark booth.
The Noah's Ark booth. I was trying to find
dinosaurs aren't real. Noah's Ark is. This is a real giant booth at the state fair.
Yeah, the dinosaurs aren't real booth is right across from the
Dems.
Democrats of Iowa booth, and then across the hallway is the Republicans.
There's a very large aisle. It's one of the largest aisles that separate the Dems and the Republicans, which I think is very funny.
So you can see each other, but you're not really.
Yeah, you can't shout at each other without it getting really ugly.
Without it looking. You're not going to intentionally do anything crazy if you're working at either booth. Or you might. I don't know. I don't know how heated it gets. But either way, that was a thing. Yeah. But we side-eyed.
We side-eyed.
What else can you do?
It is about all you can do. But yes, we do have actual races going on. We have a special election coming up.
We have legitimate things to be excited, concerned, and all of the above about. So a few of the reasons why Iowans are pretty cheesed off these days. Besides the big, beautiful bill that will cut Medicaid and healthcare access for 100,000 plus Iowans, the big, beautiful bill also is destroying clean energy incentives in Iowa. So all those windmills, solar energy, all of these renewable and low cost energy solutions are being cut.
Well, which goes back to voting the way Trump says, because Trump thinks windmills are ugly and useless, and that solar
cause cancer, question mark?
Also cause, question mark. And also that solar panels might eat the sun. He doesn't know anything and he doesn't want to know. And no, he does not.
He just wants to say what he thinks. Correct. And you better follow it, Marionette Miller Meeks, etc.
And she does, and that's how we end up where we are.
But all of this, all of the things that we're supposed to be excited about in the big, beautiful bill are going to hurt us. Mm-hmm. And our concerns are legitimate about that. And really the reason for the big, beautiful bill is a big, beautiful tax break for billionaires. Mm-hmm. And I did the research. Iowa only has
one. You do your own research?
Sometimes I do my own research. Iowa has one billionaire in the whole state.
Oh, yeah.
So one. So like this is benefiting largely that one dude who could just pay his taxes. We know you have enough money, Harry Stein. But the average individual income in Iowa is currently $39,000, $832.
Which is low.
Not a lot. And like the little things that they throw in, like no tax on tips, like super great gimmick. But in actuality, Iowans will be more hurt by the fact that they can no longer access healthcare, education, or clean water, or affordable energy. So nice try with the whole gimmick, but we're smart enough to figure it out. And they're not even like reducing the national debt. No, with this big, beautiful bill, they're adding to it. So like, where's the win? We're struggling to find it.
I cannot find it in any direction. It's genuinely making me feel crazy. We talked in our last episode, I believe, about water quality in central Iowa in particular, which is a huge deal. I spent $140 on a reverse osmosis water filter that now lives in my house. And I do love very, very much, but like, that's a crazy thing. I come from New York City where we have like some of the best tap water in the world. Like it's crazy that I have to do this. it feels nuts.
And what's silly is we know the causes of some of these water quality issues. I attended the Our Water, Our Future event with the Harkin Institute and Polk County Conservation. And they had this big CISWA report that came out that talked about the waterways, the Raccoon River and the Des Moines River, mainly in like central Iowa. And it was over 4,000 hours of research work by scientists who are experts in this field. And what they were telling us was essentially, in a nutshell, there are things that can be done to prevent the amount of nitrates being dumped into our waterways. There are things that can be done to prevent a lot of the ills that we're seeing in our water and in our soil and air for that matter. But it would require government regulation because nobody's going to voluntarily do the right thing in a capitalist society. Spoiler alert, everyone's out to make bucks, to squeeze the amount of money they can out of something. Nobody's going to do the right thing because they're asked nicely. People have to have regulation in place.
And we just had what was it, last week, 2 weeks ago? We had a conversation with Art Cullen.
Yeah, our friend Art Cullen,
our new friend Art
Cullen.
Just talking about water quality in Des Moines in particular, our relationship with it, really our relationship with the state of Iowa, what we think the future of Iowa looks like. It was a really cool conversation, and it does. There's a lot of things where, both of us have talked about if the midterm doesn't go a certain way, like we have considered leaving. You less than me because your entire family's here and you are doing it purely out of spite at this point, which I live for.
Thank you.
I live for you spitefully staying after, because you get hundreds of TikTok comments of people being like, leave the state. And you're like, oh no, motherfucker. I shall stay forever.
Yeah, I'm going to stay longer. And then after I die, I'm going to haunt you, specifically you. But we had a great talk with Art Cullen. And for anybody who doesn't know Art Cullen, he is a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist with the Storm Lake Times. He won his Pulitzer Prize for taking on big corporate agriculture industry pollution and how it was poisoning local rivers. Yeah. Ooh. So this is kind of his lane.
Yeah, he knows this whole thing.
So he's working on a documentary that will hopefully come out within the next year, talking about exactly what we're talking about. Iowa's polluted waterways, how this has happened, how things can be prevented, and where we go from here. Because the connection between pollution and agriculture, you'd have to cover your eyes.
Yeah, it's obvious. We know what it is.
But will the current politicians who are saying that they care about water quality, that are acknowledging the problems here, will they have the nerve to stand up to Big Ag? Because Big Ag owns Iowa.
Yes. I mean, the one person I see currently in politics who I see talking about it all the time is Dr. Austin Baith, who represents basically downtown. Is he still, because you moved, is he
I moved,
still?
He's not my rep anymore.
Oh, he's not
I have
your
Sean
rep anymore.
Bagnowski.
Okay.
And that's good too. But Austin Baith was really on the front lines of
for water quality
face to camera talking about water quality.
Anyway, so we have to see. But again, this goes back to the midterms, and if some of these seats don't get flipped, like, we don't have a chance in hell.
No.
Like, not even a little bit.
The good news is Iowa can really only go up from here. Yes. We are currently represented in the United States Senate by Chuck Grassley, who is 94.
He's 112.
He's 112 years old.
112 years old.
And then his colleague, who's also our senator, is Senator Joni Ernst, who says, quote, "We all are going to die."
Correct.
Does she know she's working with Chuck Grassley? That's the question, because I don't think some of us will.
Genuinely, if someone's living out of spite, I think it's Chuck Grassley, just surviving purely out of spite.
We've got the 2 Republican senators in the U.S. Senate, and then Iowa has 4 congressional representatives. So there's 4 districts. We have Ashley Hinson representing District 2, Marionette Miller Meeks, District 1, Zach Nunn, 3, and then Randy Feenstra, 4.
Oh, Randy Feenstra, who's also allegedly running for governor on the platform that he is tall and loves Trump. That is the only 2 things I've seen him talk about.
Marionette Miller Meeks, what's your message? You're short and love Trump. Like, I don't get what they're going for. They clearly didn't coordinate.
Okay, if they really want to make this work, we're going to have Randy Feenstra pick up Marionette Miller Meeks and just carry her around.
A Penn and Teller situation.
Like, exactly.
God, you have to have fun.
It's all we can do. We have to laugh or we will genuinely kill ourselves.
So we're represented by all Republicans.
We are represented by all Republicans, but a lot of these people are up for re-election, and we have some in 2026, and we have some very exciting candidates running in, at least so against Joni Ernst. Who do we got?
We have
Nathan Sage.
Nathan Sage.
I love Nathan Sage.
He's from Mason City originally.
He's from Mason City. He reads like a Republican on paper. He has the most delicious eat the rich quality to him that I care for very deeply. He is great. We have Zach Walz.
Zach Walz, state senator.
Polished, good at what he does, cares about the right things, just got endorsed by Teamsters. One of the unions just backed him. Really, really great candidate. We had
J.D. Schulten, who recently dropped out.
He did just drop out because Josh Turek entered the race, and
J.D. endorsed Josh.
J.D. endorsed Josh. They're from the same area of the state. Both excellent candidates. Josh Turek, I think, is going to do really, really well in this. But again, this is and then there's
Jackie Norris as well,
who I don't know very much about. She's the one I don't know.
So she was on the school board in Des Moines and also worked for Michelle Obama's
I didn't know
office
that.
when she was elected. See, the cool thing about Iowa, especially the Des Moines area, a lot of people worked on the Obama campaign back in the day. Iowa really carried Obama all the way. And we were like the first state to really be like, this guy's serious. We need to put all our... So a lot of people like the Pod Save America bros used to live in Des Moines to work on this campaign.
Oh.
Like a lot of people still keep in contact with folks like that. And Jackie Norris is one of them. So she helped the Obama campaign, eventually worked for the Obama administration as a public servant, formerly a teacher from Perry, Iowa, threw her hat in the ring in a crowded Senate race.
Yep.
But the good thing is we have a lot of really good options and time to decide.
I genuinely will not be upset if any of them are nominated. It's a very exciting primary. I'm excited to see where it goes. And I feel good about all of the options, especially with the we're all going to die. Like people aren't really pleased with that on either side of the aisle. So I think that one feels good. I've learned not to have hope, but like it feels good.
I'm not going to put all my eggs in one basket for a candidate until after the primary. And you and I have discussed that too, where it's like, we have a certain platform where we can promote candidates, and I'm happy to talk to any candidate. I've been doing some interviews, just some Q&A, just so people can see their name and face and a little bit about them going into this primary process. You can never say that I didn't provide information because I'm trying really hard to do that and to generate some enthusiasm around the candidates, because that's what's going to get us to have conversations about what we actually want to see in them, and hopefully people are more active and engaged that way.
Yeah, and I think part of our role is to encourage people to be involved, to be active, to learn about these candidates so they can make their own informed decision when it comes time for primaries. Because primaries are not as widely attended as, general elections, but they are super important. Small elections are super important. All elections are super important. But, primaries take the time in the just about year we have before primaries to
10
learn.
10 months, baby.
Yeah. Learn about these candidates, figure out who you like, volunteer with them, support them, donate to their campaigns, take the time to be informed.
In addition to the U.S. Senate race that will be on our ballots on November 2026, there will also be an option to vote for a new congressional representative from your district. We named those 4 districts before. I'm just going to rattle off the candidates from each district. So currently representing Congressional District 1 in Iowa is Marionette Miller Meeks of Handing Out Egg fame. Christina Bohannon is running for a 3rd time, I believe it is, against Marionette Miller Meeks. Last time she only lost by what?
730 votes, I believe.
A very small amount of votes in a year.
And it took weeks to get that result because it was so close.
And that was a year where Donald Trump, who a lot of Iowans were enthusiastic about, was at the top of the ticket. So that drew more people to mark Marionette Miller Meeks. So in a midterm year, there is no presidential candidate.
Correct.
So you're really voting for the state level and for people from your state, which is cool. So some people have stepped up to run against Marionette Miller Meeks, Christina Bohannon, Bob Kraus, Travis Terrell, Taylor Waddick, and Grant Hill.
Taylor pops up on my TikTok pretty often.
I see that too. There are a lot of great candidates who understand that they need to be online as well, not just in person. So I appreciate that in a candidate, speaking to the young folks and the folks who are stuck on their phones like us. But Congressional District 2, this is currently represented by Ashley Hinton. And the rumor was that if Joni Ernst, who still hasn't announced if she'll be running for sure.
If I were her, I would not, just out of sheer embarrassment.
See, I think
like
that's
sheer embarrassment.
If I know the political
Similar to Reynolds.
system, yeah, exactly. If I know the political system like I think I do, they're running the numbers and are like, can Joni win? And if she can't, they're going to run Ashley Hinson for
Ew.
Senate. I know, that stinks, right? That really stinks. But that would make Congressional District 2 a little bit more easy for someone else to win. Because typically incumbents have the advantage. So if you get Ashley out of there, they're going to run someone else. I've heard rumors of who that might be, but I'm not going to make an announcement. But there have been a couple other people who have come out and thrown their hat in the ring to run against Ashley Hinson or whoever that will be, including Kathy Dolter, who gave a really good speech at the Iowa Wingding.
I'm really sorry I didn't make it to that. I felt like garbage.
It was really cool.
It looked really fun.
And they had gluten-free buns, which I really appreciated for the barbecue pork. And you got to hear from some great folks. Like Kathy Dolter, she's from Dubuque. I'm from Dubuque. I didn't know anything about her. Listened to her speak. I was passionate. I'm like, we need to take these systems down. Someone else named Clint Tweedball.
That's an excellent last name. No notes.
I actually sat next to him and his parents, his people. They were not his parents. They were younger than him. I sat next to his people at
Tweedball.
Tweedball.
I'm so happy.
TWEDT -ball.
I've never been so happy in
I
my
kind of
life.
love it.
Continue.
Kind of love it, Tweedball. But recently, as in like yesterday, Lindsey James just announced that she will be running as well.
Oh, she is? Okay.
So she is a current representative from Dubuque, Holler.
Yeah.
But she's in the state house.
Yep.
People know her. People really like her. She's got the best smile in all of politics. And I think she's also a really viable, great candidate.
Yeah.
She cares about people. She has a very warm presence, which I think a lot of people will appreciate. The only thing I'm worried about with her is if people are like, is she tough? And I'm like, I think she can get tough, but she's just so delightful that it's not easily accessible or like easily
That
presented.
makes the toughness terrifying, though. Like, I'm here for it.
She is charismatic and awesome.
She will kill you. No, she won't. She's a good person.
She will make you like what she's saying. Anyway, so U.S. House District 3, we are currently represented by Zach Nunn, who tried to get out of this. He was like, I'll run for governor. I'll run for this. I'll move districts and run in Randy Feinster's old district. And Donald Trump tweeted, he's like, Zach Nunn will stay in his district and run.
Yeah.
Carry it to term.
Just, oh man, Zach Nunn's face is just terrible.
It's not good. And I also want to point out, in the video where someone confronted him at the fair, someone confronted him and was like, why are you protecting a pedophile?
Yeah, why are you supporting a pedophile?
Which, like, he's obviously referencing the Epstein files,
obviously.
which Congress was sent home early, so they didn't have to vote on releasing the Epstein files, which, like, okay, yeah, I wonder what's in there. And Zach Nunn said...
Zach Nunn says, are you calling my children pedophiles? Which is, like, the weirdest thing. It was such a bizarre thing.
He had two kids sitting in a wagon, right? And someone was like, why are you protecting pedophiles?
Yeah.
And he was like, you called my children pedophiles? It's like, no one said that.
No one said that.
Are you with us,
No.
honey? Anyway, so that was really weird. But Zach Nunn is running again against his own will, I guess. I've already seen some of the ads that have come out.
Oh, I haven't
very
seen any of them.
propaganda-y. They're like,
Of course they
Zach
are.
Nunn is the best. It's crazy. I don't think Zach Nunn is the best.
No.
I think
No.
one of these wonderful people will take him down. So speaking of, I'm looking at the...
Well, so who's running against Zach Nunn?
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at the list.
Oh,
and I'm
perfect.
looking at Ballotpedia. And I am a bit confused because I'm seeing Lennon Bakam's name on here. And I know he ran against him in 2024. I did not know he's running in 2026. This might just be junk information. But either way,
That's the first I'm hearing about it.
Lennon Bakam is on the list.
Okay.
Xavier Kerrigan, Jennifer Conforst, who we know, she was the House Minority Leader from Windsor Heights. Tracy Limon.
Okay.
Or Lemon. I might just be taking liberties with that French accent. Limon. And then Sarah Trongaria, friend of the pod, has been on the pod. I would say this race is going to come down definitely between Jennifer and Sarah.
I believe so, yes.
They seem to be like some of the couple first that announced.
Yep.
They've been fundraising. They've been out in the community.
They've been out in the
pushing
community
social
hard,
media.
both of them, yeah.
So we will see.
We walked the Pride Parade with them.
We did walk the
we did not.
We rode in the Pride
They
Parade.
walked, and we were bucket listed in a float, which was super
rainy.
fun. It was rainy. It was freezing and rainy.
A rainy, cold Pride Parade, and
It was great.
we gave it our all. But 4th district. This is where things get interesting because it's not the most viable district for Democrats.
No, it never has been.
Western Iowa is one of the reddest places you can be.
Okoboji land is very Trumpy.
Okoboji land is very Trumpy. I was up in Clear Lake the other day, and I'm like, is this considered Western Iowa? I think that's more like just north and central.
It's just directly north of us. We are central. It is north.
Sorry, I'm bad at this because I'm from.
You drove there. It was a straight line. You drove in a straight line from here to there.
Girl,
straight line.
We know I dissociate and I just follow the GPS.
It's true. I have been in a car with you. Can confirm.
So it's straight up. It's not Western Iowa. But that was a really cool place to be. Clear Lake.
Buddy
Surf
Holly.
Ballroom. Yeah. Buddy Holly. Rest in peace, Richie Valens.
Genuinely bummed.
So Randy Feenstra is not running.
Because he's running for governor on the platform of being tall and loving Trump.
He is certainly doing that. But there are some people who have announced that they'd run in his place. So there won't be an incumbent for the race. Matt Winchittle, which I feel like I heard Heather Ryan saying this name. She was, Shits Bitches Get Stuff Done on TikTok. Was talking about Matt Winchittle, and I'm like, is she throwing the shit in there to be funny?
I thought that's what you were doing. Oh, that is his real last name.
No, I was like, Winchittle. Nope. Winchittle. There's a T in there.
Okay.
He's going to run
in Randy Feenstra's place.
In Randy Feenstra's
place.
Great.
So he's a great human being.
We've seen his work at the Capitol. There's also Ryan Rhodes, Chris McGowan, and Kyle Larson. Those are all the Republicans that are lining up to.
Oh, so they're going to have their own.
They're going to have their own little
primary. Okay.
But for Democrats, there is Stephanie Steiner and Ashley Wolf Tornabane.
That's another really good name.
Those are great names.
Yeah.
I heard both Stephanie and Ashley speak at the Wing Ding as well.
Nice.
God, Western Iowa, can we just come together and get behind a Democrat for once? Like,
please.
You don't have to live like this.
You don't.
You don't have to live like this. Anyway, so lots of great candidates. And of course, there's great candidates at the state level too.
Yep.
So state house, state senate. And there are, I've been hearing from a lot of people who are either considering runs or just announced their runs.
Yep.
And I'm so happy to support them. They're running for the right reasons.
They are. And then we have one special election coming up on August 26th. And I don't know if this will make it to press before then.
We have 6 days.
We have 6 days from today.
It's Caitlin Dray.
It's Caitlin Dray. And the last, 3 special elections we've had in Iowa have all gone very blue. Or 2 out of 3 have gone blue.
Yes. There was that one...
But the ones that have gone blue have gone incredibly blue.
Yeah.
In very Trumpy areas. So I think that Caitlin Dray's chances are very, very high.
I'm hopeful. I mean, Caitlin is doing absolutely... First of all, we're talking about Senate District 1, which is largely Sioux City and some places around the area in Woodbury County. Caitlin is doing everything right. She is a public servant. She's organizing. She's getting out there. She's talking to people. She's canvassing. I saw her make a video in Spanish the other day for Spanish-speaking voters. And I'm like, she's doing everything she can to reach people and to show them who she is. If she doesn't win that special election, I don't know what to tell people anymore because I haven't seen anything about her opponent.
Nothing. No, literally nothing.
Nothing.
And doesn't he also have the most boring name in the world? So he's like nearly impossible to Google. His name's like
Chris.
Yeah, like Jeff
Smith or something.
Exactly.
But the only things I've seen about him are the video of him defending the sausage in Germany because what they did is it really as bad as what...
Do you know that it's not illegal to say Nazi? Like, you know that, right? We can say the word and no one will die. They existed. Right. Okay. We can say them. You're speaking like a toddler.
He was defending the Nazis.
Yeah, don't defend the Nazis.
I'm not
not you, in general. Yes. I know you're not defending
I'm not,
Nazis.
but I'm repeating that this candidate,
this
whose name we can't
gentleman,
even remember it, perhaps Chris, perhaps Jeff,
we don't know.
Smith or Jones.
Sure.
He was in a video conference and it's recorded, and I think the Iowa Starting Line put it out, but he was talking about how what the Nazis in Germany did, was it as bad as what Democrats do on the issue of abortion?
Oh my God.
And the answer is, it's way worse, dude.
Oh my God.
It's way worse, and it's not even it was crazy. So that was a crazy thing to say.
That is a crazy thing to say.
That's the only digital footprint I have of this man.
Beautiful.
So hopefully people in Western Iowa.
Fingers crossed the people in Western Iowa were not like, yay, Nazis.
But we haven't had a special election in Western Iowa.
That's true. They've all
in
been
a while.
Eastern, right? Basically?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll see what we can do there. Anything else? We've got that special election. A new candidate just announced from Senate District 47, which is Bettendorf, Iowa.
Okay.
And parts of Scott County. Dr. Nikhil Wagle. He is running against Scott Webster. If your candidate is currently Scott Webster, you have a better option coming your way. Dr. Nikhil Wagle. He's a doctor in the community for over 26 years. His website talked about how he's an eye doctor, restored vision to 25,000 patients over his career. I'm like, that's something worth bragging about.
Yeah,
He's
I would.
helping the blind see or helping people with visual impairment see. And he's been on the school board for the Pleasant Valley district. Cool. And they are the number one school district in Iowa right now.
Does that mean anything, though, since the Republicans have tanked the school system entirely?
It does mean something.
Okay.
It really does mean something. Of course, there are things to take into consideration with rankings of school districts. Of course, income and access to resources play a huge part in results. But I think it does say something that a doctor took time out of his practice that he's been running to give back to the community in that way, and that they've had really good results with it. And now he's looking around at the attacks on public education, the attacks on public schools, and he's saying, oh my gosh, I have to run. I have to do this. It's always the people who don't think that they should run or are kind of shy about it. It's like, we need you the most.
We need you,
please.
Because you're not doing this for, fame or fortune or anything.
So shout out Nikhil Wagle.
Yeah, that's exciting. So, what should folks be doing? What should we be doing? Because I have some thoughts on this.
Why don't you go ahead?
Well, one of them is take care of yourself. Take care of your friends and your family. There is a lot of terrifying things going on right now. And if following political news becomes overwhelming, that is okay. Like, take a break from it and have dinner with friends. Go for a walk. Like, you need to be aware of what's going on so you don't become complacent, but you don't need to kill yourself doing it. I think is important.
We're getting hit on all fronts here.
Yes,
every day there is
constant.
a different terrible news headline about healthcare or education or general safety or National Guard.
The National Guard in Washington.
Being deployed
that feels
in Washington,
good and
D.C.
healthy.
That's crazy. And I think the way that there is so much news, so a lot of it just kind of gets swept into one big headline. It's like, all this happened today. And it's like, wait a second, let's comb through. The National Guard was deployed to D.C. These things are batshit crazy, but everything is batshit crazy. So it's kind of like neutralizing it when it really shouldn't. But I agree with you. There's a lot going on. You need to take care of yourself because it's so easy to doom scroll and feel like nothing is worth it. But that's what they're banking on.
It is absolutely.
They want you to feel powerless and hopeless.
So you need community is super important. One of the best ways to build community and remain politically active is to volunteer. Go door knocking. You'll meet people. You will be helping a good cause. It's never a bad idea to volunteer because a lot of people don't have money, but they do have time. So use that.
And they say action is the antidote to despair.
Correct.
And I completely agree with that. Anytime I'm not feeling very positive about my environment, I will try to seek out an opportunity to maybe help somebody else and get out of my own head for a bit because people need help.
Absolutely.
And there are a lot of action groups that you can join or support. And when we say support, it doesn't always have to be money.
Nope.
You can follow their content online, share their content, amplify their message, sign up for their newsletters. Groups like the ACLU of Iowa, groups like Iowa Migrant Movement for Justice, groups like One Iowa, Iowa Trans Mutual Aid. I'm forgetting so many others, but there are groups that are needing your help and support. It doesn't have to be financially, but if you have a few dollars to donate, that's very helpful too. But in addition to that, we've got political candidates and races that really need support and enthusiasm. And it's a great way to meet someone else, meet other people in your community who also care. And again, forming that community that's important to surviving these times.
And going to volunteer for a blue candidate is a way to like guarantee the people you're meeting are safe people.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, not only Senate and Congress, state level, and then of course the governor's race. We have the governor's race in Iowa is probably going to be one of the top watched races in 2026.
The Wall Street Journal just did a whole article on Rob Sand and how he is quote unquote terrifying Republicans.
He is. Have you seen their messages? They're like, don't be fooled by his really cool personality. He's a Democrat. It's like, they know.
Don't be fooled that he likes hunting.
He hunts, but he's not one of us.
Yeah.
It's a bit ridiculous. But Rob Sand, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
If
you're scaring them, and that's good.
But that's a candidate that people feel like they can really believe in and hang their hopes on. Join in the movement. They have a widespread of volunteer opportunities across the state, and they're only going to become more frequent as we get closer to the primary and the election next year.
Yep. All of that is happening.
Other than that, be kind to one another.
Yeah, don't be an
and to
asshole.
yourself. I can be an asshole sometimes. I'm trying to keep it to a minimum.
Sure.
But being kind to other people kind of sets off a ripple effect, and the world definitely needs more of it.
Yep.
Make food. Eat food with people you like.
Yep.
Talk. Don't shut up about the things that you care about.
Nope.
That pretty much covers it.
Yeah,
We are official like content creators, but you can create content.
Yeah.
No matter who you are, no matter what your audience is, if you have a message that you want to get out there, and if you have a cause that you care about, and if you see what's going on and you don't like it and you want to change it, put yourself out there. The algorithm's pretty good. You'll be met with a lot of other people who think exactly like that and want to support you too.
Absolutely. So speaking of support, once again, please make sure to like, share, follow, subscribe. Iowa We Can Do Better everywhere. If you want to give us some money to help us keep this going, please go to buymeacoffee.com/Iowa We Can Do Better. And thank you for listening.
Thank you very much.